Been a minute since the Sick Podcast Animal Show came to you, but the season's slow. Things are kind of moving, at a snail's pace. So we decided to do something for our fans and have a little mailbag show. So Sammy, go ahead and bang that for me.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. And Bill Show.
Intercepted! Marlon Jackson! Marlon's got it! We're going to the Super Bowl! We're going to the Super Bowl! Marlon Jackson with the interception! He picked off Tom Brady!
The sickest Indianapolis Colts podcast. It's gonna be sick.
Yes, sir. It's gonna be sick. Let's go ahead and bring the boys in. Pat and Acosta, where you at?
Yo.
Yo. It's got a fan going. Why is it so loud over there?
It's the AC, bro. Sorry.
Oh, AC, bro. You know what? Already, big dog.
Well, I'm sorry I can't live in a mansion like y'all.
Yep. And on that note, we just gonna get right to it. It's been a minute, man.
Hold on, Clyde. Can I go back to what he just said?
No, what?
That he couldn't live in a mansion. He can, but he likes to spend his money on alcohol and tobacco.
You stopped me for that?
Yes.
Anyway, let's just focus for a minute. Let's focus. Let's act like we've been before. All right. So we're going to pretend like we've been before. All right. So here we go, man. So as you know, everything's Colts right now. It's pretty slow. Not too much going on. I mean, the Isaiah Rodgers news was like the latest big thing. We're getting ready for camp. That's coming here shortly in a couple weeks. I've had a spot on the Horseshoe Mob podcast. Pat has one coming up, so that's been cool. So check that out on our page if you hadn't had a chance to see it. Pat's show is coming up with them in 2 weeks?
Yeah, the 25th.
25th, okay.
Day before training camp starts.
Absolutely. So we continue to support other Colts fan base shows. So as we were trying to think about what do we want to talk about with the show, we decided to come to you guys. Now you guys kind of chimed in with a few things, so we hope that we can best meet your questions as you sent them. So we're going to jump right into it and begin with the first question, and I'm going to go random here. I think I'm going to go with, let's see here. Here we go. I'll go with Becca Stone, friend of the show. She's part of the Fudge. How you doing, Becca? So, because you two love this player, I'm going to start with you guys. Becca asks, do you really think we're going to let Big Grove go next season? Mind you, he's 29 years old. This is a contractual year. He's been a hell of a player since he joined the shoe. What do you think? I'll start with Country because I know you have affinity for Big Grove.
I don't think he goes anywhere. I mean, he's a big asset to that defensive line, that defensive front that we have. He's proven time and time again that he comes in clutch for us in big plays when obviously Buck is being double teamed, so he's unaccounted for a lot of the time. His bull rush is good. His speed's still good. He's healthy. Most of the years that we've had him, we haven't had no problems out of him. He's a decent person. We had the pleasure of meeting him. I know Big P did. Really good dude. I don't see him going nowhere. I think he'll get paid.
I think he gets paid. What we're not going to do is estimate prices this week because we were all over the place a couple weeks ago with that shit. But Pat, does Big Grove stay? What do you think?
Yeah, I honestly believe he's going to stay. The only thing that would turn that around is if his asking price is too high. We all know Chris. We know how Chris evaluates each one of his players and the position. He puts a max number on that player and that position, and he will not go over it.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
So if Grove wants to stay, it's kind of in his court. But if he's wanting that giant payday,
I mean, and
there's a possibility he's not here just because we know how Chris Ballard is.
And I have to agree wholeheartedly because I think about when we lost to Nico Autry. I think about when we lost Jonathan Hankins, like we just traded him. I think about when we let, like, even last year, right? Not bringing back Ngakwe, Yannick. Like, so we already know that Chris Ballard puts a high, high, high value price on his interior line, both sides of the ball. He always says you got to build from within, right? So, with that said, we know that he will definitely be a priority player, but there will be a number. And I know that Chris believes in his ability to draft that particular area on both sides, defensive line, offensive line. And oh, by the way, we just drafted another kid that's supposed to be pretty solid this year. The kid out of, I'm not about to butcher his name, but the kid out of Northwestern. So, I mean, unfortunately, does Chris see that as a replacement? That's what you're always doing in the NFL, whether we want to believe that or not, or whether we want to feel some kind of way about that or not. But literally, you're always drafting your replacements, right? They're always,
Oh,
even when you're in year 2 and year 3, depending on the position, like we're drafting players to come right behind you to initially, kind of like dock your time and give you a break, but to maybe eventually take your place and we move on. And so let's hope that's not the case because, yes, Big Grove is a fan favorite and the chemistry that him and Buck have is unmatched. So that would definitely be tough if this is his last season. But at 29 years old, you know, just pushing 30 and he's been a defensive tackle. I think he has plenty good football left in the tank.
I do too.
I would hope that he's
But
a priority.
can I bring back something that you said about the Nico? We was matching that contract that Tennessee offered him. The only thing Ballard wouldn't match is the guaranteed money.
Yeah.
So that right there, just that one case solidifies exactly what I was saying. Ballard's got a set price on everybody, and he's not going to go over it.
No, he's a fact. He's a big fact. So we will see how that goes. Great question. Thank you for that.
Thank you,
Becca.
Becca.
All right, let's move on to Robert Reynolds. Robert asks, do you think the Colts sign a veteran DB before training camp? He didn't say this, but of course, we have the significant loss that is Isaiah Rodgers, and we have 2 drafted rookies that we have high hopes on, but training camp hasn't even started, so that's something to evaluate. But do we go out there and bring in another veteran corner? I'll start with you this time, Pat. What you got?
If the price is right, to me,
Always about the
it's always going to come down to that price.
the price.
Uh,
Always about
I thought we got Gilly on a steal,
the absolute robbery.
on a 2-year deal, and then he asked for a trade. Understandable, we were pretty much sucking hind tit last year, and a quality player like.
What are these?
Never heard that?
What are these sayings? Ball and high weeds. What did you say? Hind tit?
Sucking hind tit, yeah. The hind tit is where the fucking runt gets.
Can you continue?
And it's lost ball and high weeds, damn it.
Can you just continue? Like
Can you hillbilly the fuck up? We're gonna need a little bit of hillbilly in you, buddy, so you can keep up with us.
I mean, like right now, I'm
not going to be able to foot that bill.
Here's another saying. Here's another saying for you. Around here lately, it's been hotter than 2 goats fornicating in a pepper patch.
It's pretty hot.
What are y'all just competing for? Who could be the Omaha champ of the night? These are ridiculous statements.
All I got was a bra.
Anyway,
you got an Omaha.
Anyways, yeah, yeah. So we got Gilly on the still. If he can find another veteran with that caliber of play and athleticism for that kind of money, yeah, we probably in. If not, we're going to take our lumps with our rookies. We're not scared to do that.
Well,
so that's a really hard question to say yes or no to, because I don't even know how many DBs are out there still in free agency. because the good ones are going to be swallowed up really quick.
I'm trying to take a look here. But
Well, give me your take, Acosta, while he's playing on his phone.
He's probably scheduling his next vacation over. But no.
Locking in his airline.
Get them points, bro.
price line. I'm bidding on it. No, I'm just bullshitting. Come on.
No, I think we're gonna stick to our guns with our rookies. They're really believing in Juju Brents. So I just simply we're gonna stick to our rookies. We're gonna keep this team as young as we can, work them. We drafted him for a reason. And I mean, with the loss of Gilly, Juju is a really good fit. For that position. So I think we're gonna work them out and see what they can do this year.
Also, think about Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore was at the Patriots training camp, got released, and we picked him up.
Yeah.
He could be keeping an eye on people that's getting released from training camp. Oh, I had this many check marks on this guy. Let's bring him in, work him out. Oh, I got so many check marks on this guy. Let's bring him in. It's a possibility.
It's possible in the league.
I see Marcus Peters out there. I see Byron Murphy Jr. But see, I don't know how update or accurate this is because these guys might be gone. Richardson, did he get picked up after being released?
I don't think so.
What if that came back to? Let me.
Wow.
Omaha me on that one.
You leave Rock alone.
I will leave Rock alone. But no, I mean, I see some guys there, but honestly, I'm gonna just be realistic. I don't believe we bring in a veteran corner that is a notable name. It might be, like you said, somebody that comes off of somebody's cut list at camp or whatever. But I don't see another Gilly oh my goodness, let's get excited about this, right? What I do see, I mean, Chris Ballard loves competition and he thinks he's drafted some really good ones, right? So I feel like Juju Brents, and I feel like what's the kid out of South Carolina? Dang, I can't think of his name. But anyway,
the 7th rounder.
Oh, I don't think he was that deep. Maybe 6. Whatever.
6.
Yeah, but whatever his name was, I can't think off the top of my head. But I feel like those guys now, the sky is the limit, right? Get out there and show us that you're ready to play. Get out there, show us that you want to play. And guess what? You'll play, right? And I think that always is something that's going to put a bit of doubt, a bit of fear in the minds of Colts fans because we have kind of just got used to Chris Ballard taking these type of chances, whether it's O-lineman, we just gonna let this person play and see what happens, or whether it's now going to be DB or definitely what we've seen over the years in receiver position, and we're just why don't you bring in, you name it, XYZ, and that's just not the philosophy. So with that said, unless something really falls into our lap, I think we're going to promote within, and one of these kids that were drafted or somebody that's already on the roster, i.e. a Dallas Flowers or whatever, looks like they'll be having that opportunity to be more contributions to the team. My thoughts on that. So I would say it's probably low.
Darius Rush, 5th round.
There you go, Darius Rush. Yeah, see, I knew it was a little bit higher than 7th.
It was.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
All right, let's move into
now, can I send some warm wishes to Mr. Robert Reynolds, the one that asked this question? He's been going through some medical stuff. So if you guys have a prayer list, put him on it. Good dude, great Colts fan.
Get well, Robert.
Absolutely, Robert. Get better.
All right, here we go. This is kind of long. So this one's from Timmy Scott. What are your
What in the world?
Can you allow me to quarterback? Can I quarterback? I'm the quarterback. This is what Peyton said to Jeff Saturday. Hey, he's trying to change the damn plays. No, don't change the plays. I'm calling the shots here. Don't change the plays. We're not ready for that.
I'm sorry. It's just been so long. I don't know how to act right now.
I see that. So relax a little bit, big fella. All right. Timmy Scott. You got one more Timmy in you or no?
Jimmy.
All right, I figured you did. All right.
Oh my!
What are your realistic expectations for Anthony Richardson? I say realistic because every fan wants their quarterback to be successful from the start and always hope for a Super Bowl win ASAP, even with a rookie quarterback. So there's room to kind of speculate in that question from what perspective, and then there's just some direct shots we can take. So I'll say I'll start with this one. What are the realistic expectations? Well, a couple weeks ago on our show, we gave our predictions and win totals, and I think Clyde was in the 9-8 or 10-7 world. So expectations for Richardson, this is the year that he really learns how to quarterback. And what I mean is the athlete part of him, that's just in his DNA. But Shane Steichen and him will have a very close knit relationship with highs and lows, in which they develop him as a passer. I won't say pocket, but a true passer that's able to move the football and make the right decision. You know, sometimes even though the play yielded a very solid gain or whatever, i.e., let's say he pulls early, so he brings his eyes down early and takes off, gets a first down, picks up 10 yards, move the sticks, great play. But the film room will show like, hey man, if you would have just been a little bit more patient and went through your reads, you had a 25-yard completion to Pittman or Pierce or whoever, and we end up punting on that drive. So who knows how that would have went had you just been patient and made the right pass. So I feel like that's what kind of growth that'll happen this year. And I'm not. It's too early right now until we go to camp for me to say, okay, here's his numbers: X amount of yards, X amount of TDs, X amount of picks, certain amount of percentage. But I will say there's going to be boom and bam plays, and then there's going to be plays, right? And there's going to be like drives and high halves and everything else. We're going to go through the rookie carousel. I don't believe he will be as electric as, let's say, a Mahomes in the win department, but I think he'll be as electric as a Mahomes in the every play is an exciting play department, if that makes sense. But they might not translate to victories because I'm gonna just be honest, like our team isn't as complete as the KC Chiefs were when Mahomes was a rookie. You know what I mean? We're just not. We don't have a Kelsey. We don't have a Tyreek Hill. We don't have a halfway decent running game behind them. Well, we do have that, but I'm saying like we don't have those other pieces. And we damn sure don't have an established Andy Reid. That's a crazy mind philosophy. So we'll see, right? But I think realistically, the win-loss total will be more than the win-loss total. It's really about his growth. Like, did we win 10 games and he was terrible and he just made a few plays to win them? Or did we win 10 games and he played pretty well and we should have won more? I think we'll be watching that more. My thoughts. I'll pass the stick to y'all. What y'all think? You just gonna look at me?
Pat.
Well, I'll definitely double down on what you said, and I believe me and you had the same record win-loss total.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, that
I think
show.
I think it was 10. I think I went 10-7.
I think it was, but my expectations for Anthony Richards is, like you said, Clyde, growth. Every game, every day. I want to see growth. You mentioned his athletic ability. That's only going to take you so far. Now, are you learning what the coaches are teaching you? Are you learning what you're seeing in the film room after the games? And not making those same mistakes. That's what I'm going to be watching for. And those are my expectations. We can win every game this year, or we can lose every game this year. I don't care one way or the other.
Whoa, I care. Slow down there, killer.
Well, I care. I care. Don't take me wrong, but I care. I care more about him growing into that role that we want him to be. Everybody in this fan base wants him to be the next generational quarterback.
Yes,
and that's what I want out of him too. And the only way to get there is continuous growth.
Facts. Okay. All right. Let's clear that up because if you don't care, you can pay for my tickets because I care. Just say
He can afford it.
awkward silence.
Very awkward silence because you know that's a lie.
No. Anyway,
Oh,
I'll go ahead and triple down on what both y'all said. Everything y'all said was correct. I mean, my personal opinion, I do want to see growth. I want to see consistent football. If this kid can learn consistent football, I'd be ecstatic. As long as he's playing consistent and leads this team, I'm going to be extraordinarily happy. We need that true leader in there. Hopefully he finds his voice sooner rather than later. So that's going to be a big presence in that locker room. We also need him to grow his football IQ. I'm not necessarily saying he needs to be a Peyton Manning or anything like that, but his football IQ, I want to see that grow as far as his athletic ability and his plays. I want to see his IQ grow just as much as his plays go throughout this season, and just see him ball out, getting better every year, give the man his repetitions, and let's go out there and win football games and see what the kids got.
all right. Facts. Let's move on to the next question.
That was a good question, though.
That was a good question.
Real good question, Timmy.
So, go to one of our top fans, Teresa Johnson. She is definitely one of our loyal followers. And we talked about this as an idea on our last show as far as like what numbers look like. But she says, do we extend both Taylor and Pittman contracts this offseason?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, 100%.
Yes to both. Interesting too, because I read an article briefly, and I should have kept that as one of my bookmark ones. But I read an article like that. When you really break it down, there's a lot of folks out there that are not appreciative of Michael Pittman Jr. His numbers, his effort, all we've heard basically since we drafted him 3 years ago, now going into his fourth season, is he's not quite a true number one, but you know what I'm saying? But with the exception of his rookie year, which was really a learning curve year, I mean, 80 something catches and 1,000 yards, 99 catches last year and almost 1,000 yards. Few touchdowns here and there, definitely some big plays, a lot of grit and how he does things. And he's doing that each year with a different QB at the helm. And we already kind of discussed this. So it's like, should we be appreciating him more, or are we just really locked in and focused on, those big play electric guys that the other teams have, right? Like, I mean, everybody wants a Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase or something like that, right? Like, I mean, we have had our fair share of amazing receivers, Reggie, Marvin, Ty. So we know what it's like to have one of those dudes in the locker room that can just, make your team that much greater just by being on the field. But when you have those hard-nosed grit guys, I feel like they deserve some respect too. Now, again, maybe his contract will prove that he's not a true number one, which, I mean, I think it's okay. But I think we still need to respect what he can do and what he will do when he's honest paired with somebody who's looking for him. So he's got 99 catches out of Matt Ryan, 80-something catches out of Carson Wentz. I forget what he had his rookie year, but his rookie year was with Phillip Rivers, I believe. So, I mean, this dude is learning how to play football every year with a different quarterback. That's difficult. You know what I'm saying?
And you can definitely see the frustration in him last year.
Oh, hell yeah.
When a reporter asked him, what can the receiving corps do to help Matt Ryan out or something stupid like that.
Goofball.
And he says, all we can do is what the coaches call the plays.
Yeah, we
you want something different, talk to the coaches. We run what we're told.
If it's button hooks and 2-yard outs and drags, that's what we got. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But I really do think we overlook him because of those points that you just said.
Yeah.
Now us as fans, we lock in a lot harder than just stats.
Yeah.
We watch them at training camp. We watch the videos of OTAs, we watch them during the game. And And to say something like he has no grit or no determination is a flat lie.
Yeah.
That is one of the most dog fights you'll ever get into when you're covering Pittman.
Well, and that's what I think too. I think like a lot of times what's misconstrued is for the the few passes that he does drop. Unfortunately, they're usually like big moments. Like they're big plays in the game, right? Like so you're like, God dang it, he dropped another one, blah, 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 blah. But it's really like, yeah, it's not really another one. He dropped one and it just came at the wrong time. You know what I'm saying? Like, but for all the plays that he's made and all the catches that he's had, like those are some pretty incredible catches. I mean, I still go back to like what he did in the rain against the Niners, bro. Like it was
The
pouring
the
rain.
bomb,
And he's just going bananas out there. Like he ate them alive. You know what I'm saying? What he did to Baltimore. You know what I mean? Like just the kid has had his moments, but yes, he did drop some clutch situational. Hey, this extends this drive. This is a fourth down. Like it was a hands catch. What happened? You know, and this is coming from a kid who didn't drop many in college. I think in his 4 years of college, he might have dropped 3 or 4, maybe 6. Maybe 6 was the number in 4 years. And he had some big years at USC. So I say all that to say, you know what I mean? Like, I think that if he can build a chemistry with his guy, and every receiver wants it. Now you got those guys that become the anomaly. Like you look at D-Hop, you know, before they got Deshaun Watson, like D-Hop was playing with whoever they gave him, and he was just killing it, right? Like, but that's a different level receiver. You know what I'm saying? D-Hop had a different level than Michael Pittman, and it's not fair to maybe like compare those two. But I'm just saying that's why you have different classes of receivers, and we have a very blue collar class working crew. We don't have a lot of, well, maybe Alec Pierce, but the electricity in the room right now does not jolt through that locker room. The electricity in that room is going to be number 5 and number 28. Yeah, and maybe number 1 once we see what Josh Downs is all about, because he's pretty electric too. But I'm saying, like, honestly, we don't have the Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill combination, right? We don't have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, right? Like, we don't have Justin Jefferson and then whoever the hell else you want to put over there, because Justin Jefferson is enough by himself. We don't have that. Devontae Adams, you know what I mean? Like, we want guys like that, but we have to work with what we got, and I think we'll be fine, in my opinion.
I really think you got to look at the quarterback through his whole career so far. You know, you mentioned a lot of great receivers, and they all had way above average quarterbacks.
Facts.
Throwing to him.
Facts.
Michael Pittman has not.
Well, wait a minute. Not Kirk Cousins.
Hey, you go look up Kirk Cousins' stats.
Yeah, I get it. He got numbers.
Hey,
He's not.
Hey, he put up the biggest comeback in NFL history on us.
Okay, all right. We know how that works.
Yeah,
okay?
we don't talk about shit like that.
I know. Like,
And he's a Michigan State alum.
oh,
Yeah.
Anyway, continue your point.
You give him an Omaha for Michigan State comment, but not the largest comeback in history comment.
Well, that's just facts. There's no reason to Omaha that. Just happened. You've seen it.
Well, it's a fact he went to Michigan State.
And nobody cares about that.
He's easy. Easy.
But yeah, so I think Pittman gets paid. How much? I don't think he's going to set the new standard for receivers.
No,
but
by no means.
He's going to get paid. He's going to stay on the Colts now that he has a quarterback. You know, it might just be 1-year extension.
Boy, Chris Ballard.
Yeah, just to see. All right, I got you a quarterback with an arm. Let's see what you can do, type thing. And you're right that when he does drop the ball, the spotlight is as bright as it's going to be during that game.
Tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been to a couple of those games together and it was like, oh my God, Pittman. The Washington game. On the drive that I was like, Jesus, did he drop the pass? No, he didn't. Because it looked like he had it. He took a couple steps and then it fell. Oh man. That was disgusting.
Yeah, I had some harsh words for that one.
Because like that was a catch and run. Like he caught the ball and was going to scoot for 25 or 30. Like why do we do this to ourselves? I'm not okay with this. This is why I take anxiety medicine now. It's unacceptable. But yes, definitely the
That's why
must
I
is.
take my CBD.
Well, I wish I could, but I can't. The must is 28. 28 will definitely get a contract before anybody, in my opinion, unless Michael Pittman's is really, really simple. But I already think that Jim Irsay and Chris Ballard are ready to like just open the camp doors, greet the fans, and then go into the signing room and get that done. You just want to knock that out, especially the way Jim Irsay was on Pat's show and he sounded pretty excited about the ankle. He's like, oh, ankle is fully repaired, and he's feeling like, okay, we're gonna get back to that 1,800 yard season he had a couple of years ago. So JT's ready too. You know what I mean? He's absolutely ready. So all right, let's go to the bag again. See what else we have.
That was a good question, Teresa.
Yep. We got one more. Let's see. Oh no. Oh, okay. Here we go. So let's go with this. And this was a question that we posed. We can do that too. So fantasy football. Think about that. With some potential firepower on the team now. JT, Pittman, Pierce, Downs, Richardson. Don't tell me when. Don't tell me necessarily why, but are you drafting any Colts?
Yes.
Yep.
Are they starters or are they depth players?
Starters.
Okay. Can we agree that JT is the starter for sure?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, duh.
But it's safe to say Pierce, Downs, Richardson, and Pittman are probably depth.
Not Pittman. Pittman will get Pittman gets you points.
Interesting.
Pierce,
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Pierce gets you points this year too.
I think so too.
An article on him too. That's like he's prime for a bigger year.
And I tell you another name that a lot of people just not paying attention to, Jelani Woods. I think Jelani Woods is going to have a great year with this young QB.
I mean, like I said, you got height across the board. Now we have somebody to get lost in the shuffle with Downs. We got our running back coming back healthy. We have a big arm, strong, fast quarterback. I mean, all of the freaking pieces are there, right? But it's like, who's putting together the puzzle, right? Like, do you start with the border or do you start from the inside and work your way out? So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. We got to just kind of figure out what the philosophy is, right? You would think that it's going to be to absolutely have run action between 5 and 28, which is pretty common. But if there's no there's no improvement in that offensive line, then the whole thing is a shit caboodle, right? Because oh my goodness, they were on JT at hike last season, right? Because there was no respect for Matt Ryan, there was really no respect for the receivers, and stacked the box, and the line couldn't block me. So,
well, I did talk with Q this year.
Oh, at the signing at the baseball game, what did he say?
And he said everything will get back on track.
Was that a promise he made you?
Yep.
Did you offer your services if they need them?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I mean, you're a big bastard, so you could.
I'm defensive.
Oh, that's right. You have.
I can block. I can fight in the trenches. Absolutely.
You ain't got no footwork. Trash out there.
No footwork whatsoever.
I did both, but I prefer defense. So that's what I played.
Oh shit! He said he got no footwork whatsoever. Let me see the kick step.
I mean,
hell no! Freaking Prey Manis can knock me over with my badass footwork.
I mean, have you seen how this man walks?
Let me see the kick step. Get out there, big boy.
This dude looks like Wimpy from Popeye walking down the street with a hamburger.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, man. I couldn't.
That was just mean, Acosta.
I couldn't help
myself. Well, you do, Pat. I'm sorry, but you do.
No, I don't.
Yeah, just like I look like Baby Joker off of freaking Next Friday. Okay. I mean,
no more locked doors.
I mean, I said Warrior. I feel like we're at the Kentucky Derby.
No, No, that
Go-
means something else.
Go flea biscuit.
What? Bro, I'm not doing this shit with y'all tonight. Not
Wait, it sounds like you are.
little puppet. Oh, that means something else. No more like yours.
I called him Mini Me.
Oh shit, dude. Okay, you know what, Pat? Before we get out of here, did you want to do what you asked with the names? Or are you doing that elsewhere?
I'm going to do that on Twitter.
Okay. Doing it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Well, any
Well, how about
closing
you?
remarks we're gonna what?
I was gonna say, Pat, won't you announce that you're gonna be doing it on Twitter so people on here know?
Oh, well, we had the pleasure of running into Z at the Louisville Bats game. Me and Acosta did. I took some extra schedules down there, and he signed a few for us. So I ran a promotion on Twitter. If you follow our YouTube page, you'll be in the running. Now, anybody that follows our YouTube page is actually in the running for everything. It's not just new followers. So we got the names of those winners, and I'll be announcing them on my Twitter tonight.
Sweet. And why you
So
at
good.
it? Oh, my bad. Go ahead. Look at
I
country.
think
boy.
I was probably what? Oh, the Mohawk. Do y'all like that?
I love it. That's the one hairstyle that will make me jealous.
Let's go, big dog.
Yeah,
Okay,
I was
go ahead.
I was probably gonna steal what you were gonna steal, but like Big P said, get on YouTube here, subscribe, hit that bell so you get all the notifications of our new videos, so you can get into these
that's the thing.
competitions.
Even if you subscribe before we do any giveaways, you're still included in the giveaways. But you have to be subscribed or we can't pull your name. Now, we get thousands of views every show. That's great.
Amazing.
But we've got,
Thank you,
what,
y'all.
160 subscribers?
I don't know. Somewhere in the neighborhood.
Yeah, something like that. That's pretty bad, y'all. When the Tennessee Titans has got a couple thousand. Y'all letting us down. You're letting the Titans beat us. Don't
Fact.
do it.
I mean, it
Subscribe.
costs you nothing.
It's free. Hit the daggum button. And
Yeah.
then once you are subscribed, you're automatically included in all the giveaways that we do.
And this is light snacks. We're giving away light snacks right now. Trust me when I tell you, Patrick likes to give away all of
Love it.
all of the giant main courses. So when big stuff come our way, Patrick will probably be like, "Oh yeah, here you go."
I heard something about him giving away that Buckner signed jersey behind him here soon.
Whoever told you that is a big fat stinky liar.
Well, that'll be you, big dog.
Is that Luck one signed too?
Yes.
Oh, and that Quentin Nelson.
Yes.
Okay, subscribe now and get all of this shit. If we get up to 3,
You ain't getting my shit on my wall. Leave my wall alone, you ass bags.
if we get up to 3,000 subs by the next one, take the whole shit. Take all the wall.
No.
Just pan over
You
to them
ain't taking
helmets.
my
Too.
wall.
Take everything for 3,000. For 3,000 subs, you could have that and that and that. You can have him for 3,000 subs. I don't give a shit. Take that with you.
Actually,
Damn,
that
you
brought me-
pimp.
that actually brought me to an idea, fellas.
Oh, goodness.
On a future show, okay? The Colts are playing in Germany this year.
Oh,
Your boy Big Country here actually has a DOS boot in the cabinet in there. 64 ounces is what that thing holds. If on a future show, we're gonna ask all y'all out there to subscribe to our channel. If we get up to a certain number, I will chug that 64-ounce boot of beer on the show.
Impossible.
Try
Yeah.
me.
make sure you spin
Impossible.
spin it. You got to spin it so the bubble
Try
doesn't
me.
take you out. What was his name on Beer Fest? The big boy. I forget his name. Damn, I can't remember his name, but he had the twin brother because he died.
Oh
and
yeah.
everything.
What was his name?
I don't even remember. I have to go back and watch that damn show. It's been so long ago.
Hilarious.
It's on the tip of my tongue too.
It'll come to me later. I don't know.
It will too. It's gonna come after we turn off this damn show.
Facts. Well, boys, it's been a great show. Let's try to be consistent, man. I blame you, Pat. It's always your fault
That's
for
all
all
right.
things that happen. that are
It's
not.
always the white. It's always the white man's fault.
It's your fault.
Yay, the white man.
Jesus Christ. Don't start. See? HR. And then on that note,
That is
7
from Ari Spears.
bang that bitch.
I'm going to send you all that video.
I've seen that video. I've seen that.
That is freaking hilarious. Ari Spears is a comedic genius.
He said,
me out of
"Hey,
here."
the white man."
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast and Bill Show on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.